What's going on, everybody? LK here, back at it again with another video. And today we're going to talk about building a team in Season 3 and picking a point character. So this is something that's kind of easy to do because you can pick almost any character as a point character in this game. But there are some considerations if you want to make your team cohesive that you have to keep in mind. So the one thing is, there are some characters who are able to play a couple roles. So you really want to make sure that your point character either is really good at playing point and who cares about the rest, or they could play like point mid. That's probably my number one recommendation. So a really good example of a character that can do this is Ginyu. So despite me, making jokes about Ginyu, saying he sucks and stuff like that, he's really good at this. As a point character, we all know what he does. He summons the Ginyu for us, use assist, cover yourself, run the game plan, do big combos, but when he's not on point, he's still really useful. His assist is really good, especially the strong jersey assist, mad good. Tackle assist, easy to combo off of, a lot of block stun, and if for some reason another character dies first and you have to play him later with only one character, you still run the same game plan. Like, there's not major changes to his game plan. Kid Buu is another good example, and it's nice because he's right there. We've all seen Kid Buu over and over and over in Season 1 and Season 2. We all know what he does on point. Great neutral control, really good offense, good mix-ups. When he's not on the screen, especially if it's A assist, you get the mix-ups, 50 plus frame blocks and assists, right? And if another character dies before he does for some reason, you still mostly play the same game as you would when you have your whole team. That is the main thing you're looking for. As far as like the goal of your team, it's pretty much supported by your point character. Your point character pretty much dictates how you're going to play the game. They set the stage for your whole game. At this point, though, with the removal of snap teams for now, I'm saying removal because people aren't doing it right now. Maybe we'll find a way down the line. There's basically only a couple of ways to win matches. You could win by beating them in neutral, hitting them in neutral, doing a lot of damage. A lot of characters are good at that. Or you could win by trying to get in and beat them with mix-ups. Or you can try to zone them in Dragon Ball style. There's basically 3 ways to win. All the characters pretty much fit into these 3 kind of slots. Snap is not so much of a thing anymore to win games outright, so you want to focus on these 3 things. Now, as far as like picking positions, so I started with Kid Buu and Ginyu. Ginyu needs specific characters to help him out. Kid Buu mostly goes with anybody. This is consideration number 2 you gotta think of. So think about Bardock. Think about Bardock and even a cooler character. Let's think about Cell, right? So these characters in their heydays, right, respective heydays, the main thing about them that really helped them extra stand out is that you could basically toss them on any type of team and they'll function somehow. In Season 1, you could put Cell on basically any team. In Season 1 and 2, and kind of now, you can put Bardock mostly on any team and you can find a way for him to work if you want him on point, if you want him as a mid, whatever. As opposed to characters like Ginyu or like Frieza. So I think, for example, Frieza is definitely an applicable point. You can play him on point for sure, but you would need very specific things to support him because he doesn't have a typical game plan. Or Majin Buu would be another one. Like, Majin Buu can definitely play point very well, can definitely play the mid section very well as well, but when you pick him, you need certain things to make sure you get the most out of Majin Buu, or else you're kind of like holding yourself back a little bit. Piccolo would be another character. Like, you can't really pick whatever you want to go Piccolo. He needs characters that help him play neutral, help him combo, stuff like that. So that is a pretty important consideration. There's also, of course, characters that just can't be played on point. So characters we've traditionally seen as only supports are like SSJ Goku, SSJ Vegeta. There are people who've tried SSJ Vegeta and he has stuff, but the support value that they add is so high that there's not really a reason to play them on point, especially where there are other characters who do what they do on point already. Keep that in mind. Now, as far as characters, like I said, basically almost all the characters in this game, I'm going to go through them, but almost all the characters in this game can be played on point. Like Gogeta, yes. Space Goku, yeah, but he's probably better as a support. Tien, yes, he's flexible. Yamcha, definitely keep him support. Krillin, kind of a mystery, actually. I'm not sure if his support value is higher than his point value at the moment. SJ Goku, we just talked about, definitely never point. Frieza can do it. Kid Buu discussed, yes, he can definitely do this. Ginyu, yes. Nappa, yes. Base Vegeta, we're seeing him a lot as a point character these days, for sure. Super Broly is really flexible, you can play him in mad roles. GT in Season 2, there were some examples of GT being played on point. I don't know how effective it will be right now, because they changed a lot. Not a lot, but they changed a couple of important points in his game plan. 17 we've seen as point before. Bardock can be played in point mid for sure. Blue Goku's been a good point. Adult Gohan is another one like GT. Like, you can play him as a point character, but he's probably better in the middle. Trunks can't be a point character. Super Saiyan Vegeta, I don't recommend. Cell, you can mostly play whatever slot. 18, definitely a point character. 16, you could play point or mid. Fine. Actually, you can play him any slot, I would say. 21, very flexible character as well. Z Broly, kind of in the same lane as GT and Adult Gohan. You can play him point if you want. I probably wouldn't recommend it, though. Cooler, probably support. Janemba, point character. Vidal, you can play on point. Vegito, you could definitely play him on point. He's an example of controlling neutral, like having the really good neutral control type of win condition. Blue Vegeta, definitely could play him on point. Gotenks, still point, still rocking the point. He can play point mid too, just like Kid Buu. Piccolo, we discussed, you could play him point. Team Gohan, you could play him point for sure. Point and mid. Majin Buu, discussed, point and mid. Beerus, I have the impression that you can play him on a point. He's not like really common. I don't have a lot of experience against him even now. It seems like he's kind of flexible though in his roles. Hit, we've seen him on point and mid. Goku Black, generally a support character. Zamasu, I would say a support character. Jiren as well, and then Kefla, I could say she could be a point character. So as you see, the majority of the cast you can play on point. So from there, again, as a quick review, it's can they play the point mid game in a flexible manner, or are they just a point, whatever, and then how are you going to aim for winning the game? Your point character really, really dictates how you're going to play the entire game, especially if they're one of the more like specialty characters like Piccolo or Majin Buu. So despite it being kind of easy to pick one because there's so many, it's pretty important for building your overall game plan. So I hope this helped. In Season 3, the main thing too is that there's one less win condition than before. I have to really re-stress that. So when you pick your character, if you want to pick, say, Vegito, who LOL has no mix-up, his neutral control is really good, so you want to make sure your other characters help support his neutral control and help you run the game plan you want to run with him. If you want to mix people up to death, you need to play assists that let you mix people up to death. If you want to zone, like with Frieza or with 21, you need to make sure you pick assists that help you do that so you can run your game plan. Your main thing about your point is that's how you're going to play the game. Let me know if that makes sense. Season 3 is a little bit more open-ended right now. Let me know if you have any comments, questions, whatever. Like and subscribe if you feel like it, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.